The Robert Wood Show is on the air, welcoming Bills center Ryan Groy and star alumni Sweet Lou Piccone. I'm Dave Jixter from 97 Rock. We jolted the Jaguars, but are we going to be able to rock the Raiders? We're going to break it all down.
What are your comments on the game? We'll take your tweets and Facebook posts live on the fans' favorite football show.
The Robert Wood Show on WBBZ-TV is presented by Gelber and O'Connell, your car accident and injury law firm. Mighty Taco, do the Q. Mighty Taco's new quesadilla-styled burritos. And DeGraff Hospital, because we see people, not just patients. And now, from the WBBZ-TV studio from 97 Rock, here's co-host Dave Jixter.
Yeah. Welcome to the Robert Wood Show. What a great crowd. They're all pumped up. Big Bills victory yesterday. I should first point out that Robert is not here. He's still having a little pain in his leg and doctor's orders to stay off it. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bills center, Mr. Ryan Groy. And Bills alumni, Sweet Lou Piccone.
Hey, guys.
And Ryan, we'll start with you. You have quite a story here. Eric Wood, a great friend of mine, one of the best centers in the league, goes down, broken leg, out for the year, and you get the call to be center. What was going through your mind at that time? Because that's quite a responsible job.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously taking over for Eric Wood is quite the responsibility. And, you know, going in during that Seattle game, it wasn't like it was a, you know, it wasn't like we were losing by 30 or winning by 30. It was a tight game. We were down 6, and, you know, we were so close to the end there. We had just scored. 2-point conversion going up next, and you know, it's definitely a tall task.
Explain your job responsibilities. When you walk to that line, you don't just snap the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, going up, they kind of put, you know, most of the responsibilities on the center. You know, we try to keep it as easy as possible as far as, you know, letting the quarterback see the defense, knowing what he's doing, and letting the line take care of the, you know, the calls and the responsibilities, and, you know, just getting everybody on the same page. So, you know, I've taken over as far as, you know, Wood's responsibilities, and, you know, we haven't really taken anything off the plate. So, you know, I've been ready and been excited.
And knowing Eric, he's probably full of confidence, giving you a lot of confidence, you know,
absolutely,
off the field.
Absolutely, he's been great. You know, he's always mentored me, you know, while I've been here, him and Richie, and, you know, they've always been so helpful whatever I've needed. So, you know, it's been great.
Lou Piccone, welcome to the show. It's always good to have you. You're always here like at least once a year. And
good to be here, Jake.
You watch the game from a different way because you played it. And tell us about how you feel this Bills team is doing this season so far.
Well, first of all, I feel bad for them because they got to make up for so many deficits in their starting roles. That's why you have the backups, and that's what's incumbent upon the backups to be able to fill those roles when called on. And unfortunately, they've been called on a lot. And that's a tough thing to do, to make that gap up. And in talking with Ryan, I know that Ryan he's 3 years in the league. He started a few games, but not many. But he's had a lot of time to understudy, and he happened to understudy a good one this time. And I think, you know, it's like anything. When you're called upon, you got to step up. You got to do your job. You got to concentrate on it. You got to be perfect if you can. You know, mistakes don't get it.
Right, and we were talking off the air. You've never seen this kind of injury situation as long as you've been watching football.
I've never really experienced. You know, I don't know how they treat injuries, and I don't know how they, you know, what they put on value of a player. Like a Sammy Watkins, who they let sit out for, you know, when he's got an injury, he's got to heal. How long do you let him heal? You know, you bring him back too fast. So those things, I've never really seen that much, and I really don't know what's causing it. But I haven't seen that many guys go down in such a short part of the season. You know, at least in my experience. So it makes you wonder what's causing it.
Well, Ryan, you're winning. You're still fighting for a playoff spot. Here's Rex Ryan after the game and how this team is fighting.
Well, we put ourselves, you know, in that situation. So, you know, but we understand it. That one thing about us, we're going to compete all the way. I mean, all the way. And until they say we can't play anymore, we're going to just keep, competing and keep grinding, and that's what we'll do, whether we're comfortable or not. This is the situation we're in. We're going to be fighting all the way, though.
So Rex says you're going to be fighting all the way. Let's talk about the confidence in that locker room right now.
It's great. I mean, we've always had a tight locker room. We've always been, everybody's pretty close, and we had some hard losses, had some tough wins, and we're just going to keep fighting no matter what.
Tyrod Taylor, franchise quarterback, you think?
Absolutely. Nobody works like Tyrod. He's got an unbelievable work ethic. He's so talented, and he's just got this demeanor about him that's so, everybody wants to, follow him and whatever he does, and, it's fun to see.
Lou, your thoughts on the Bills' offense?
They're having, I would say, struggles getting points up on the board consistently. I look at the offense, and when you see people go down, and you have a quarterback like Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod to me is a leader. I mean, he truly is. He's 100% serious. I would say 150% serious about what he does. My question would be, can he get it out quick enough? Do they have a quick game? I haven't seen a quick game in the passing game. Seems like they want to run first, pass second, but now they got to pass. They got to go for more yards in a 5 or a 7, and use one to set up the other. I don't really know. I can't comment on that. I know that he is right in the middle of defining himself. That's what he's doing. As far as talent is concerned, you don't have any better talent in the league if they're healthy.
Ryan, first half offense was sputtering a little bit. The crowd started booing.
Yep.
What kind of emotion does that? I mean, does that get you guys moving a little bit better, or is it just like disheartening? I mean, what goes through your mind?
You just got to block that out. I mean, that stuff's going to happen. We're playing a great defense. They were 7th and 10th in rushing and passing defense, and we knew it was going to be a hard-fought game. We knew we weren't going to go in there and run the ball all over them. They're very good at fitting the runs. Defending the passes, and overall a great defense.
Next, we're going to check in with Sarah O'Brien from 97 Rock Sister Station 103 The Edge in the Digital Zone with your social media questions. We will be right back. Welcome back to the Robert Wood Show. I'm Dave Jixer from 97 Rock. Robert Wood still nursing that knee. Hopefully he's going to be feeling better and playing this Sunday. That would be great. But let's talk a little Thanksgiving action there. Ryan Groy, center of the Buffalo Bills. I guess Eric Wood has this big Thanksgiving dinner eating competition at his house every year?
Yep. Last year I participated. I had just gotten here off a Tampa Bay's practice squad. It was kind of the first time I'd been together with all the guys, and everybody's eating like crazy, as was I, and everybody was talking to Richie, and he was drinking a bunch of water the whole time, so they said that his number was fake, and he cheated.
Because the idea is to eat as much food as you can and gain the most weight, and then you win something, right?
Yeah, so you go inside, you get your weight in the beginning, and then afterward, before you leave, you weigh out, and then how much,
it's got to be a big scale. So
a lot of food.
How many pounds did Richie Incognito gain?
9.4 pounds.
9.4? That's impossible.
I know, I don't understand it. He has a tremendous talent in gaining weight as fast as possible.
That's funny. And then Lou, I thought we'd just show this just to remind everybody when you were playing.
Okay, all right.
To remind Ryan, this is a picture of you back in your playing days. Look at how handsome you were.
Yeah, that's the profile. I had a mustache going on there. You can't see it. I still can't grow one.
Speaking of weight, how much did you weigh back in your playing days?
I came in the league at 168 pounds, and I went out at 185.
Really?
Yeah, between 185 and 190.
All right, let's head on over to Sarah O'Brien from 103.3 The Edge in the Digital Zone. It's brought to you by DeGraff Memorial Hospital, where we see people, not just patients. Hi, Sarah.
Hey, Dave. Thanks so much. Make sure you're following along with us on all of our social medias. You can find us on Twitter at WBBZ and at Robert Wood Show. We're also on Facebook at WBBZ-TV. Make sure you're getting in all your comments and questions there. We can answer them live every Monday right here on the Robert Wood Show. The first question I have for both of you guys, I found an article on BuffaloBills.com talking about Sammy Watkins. He didn't necessarily dominate during the game, but he is encouraging Buffalo's stretch run. He accounted for 80 of the team's 166 passing yards. So I want to know, what are your predictions for him when we take on the Raiders?
You had to be really happy to have him back.
Absolutely. I mean, it helps out every phase of the game. You know, when you have that deep threat, when you have a guy that they have to double cover, you know, it opens up the running attack, and you know, vice versa.
You know, it's a tough thing. I've had foot injuries, and that's your base. That's where your speed comes from. That's where your control comes from. And I think what he tried to do was to establish with the rest of the season by this game, so he can gauge himself. He's a threat. There's no doubt about it. With him, it's a different ball game. Without him, it's a different ball game. So I think he brings that dimension that you have to look at him, and you got to cover him. Period.
Now, we might have back-to-back wins, but one article saying that they're ugly wins, which not is exactly the best thing. But even Rex was saying, I don't think I've ever prayed so much for a first down in my life in this recent game. So I want to know what you guys think we can do to get more dominant wins.
It was a little frustrating to watch as a fan.
Yeah, you know, I mean, personally, I'll take them however we can get them.
Sure.
You know, it's how it is. But you know, this is the NFL. You know, you're going to play great teams every week, no matter what their records are. So, you know, hard-fought wins. You know, obviously we're not trying to play to the opponent or play down to anybody, but you know, we'll take a win anytime.
Is it more difficult for you to play at home or on the road?
On the road.
Okay. The reason I asked that question is because we had some players in here that say sometimes the crowd noise at home can be more of a distraction.
Yeah, it is. I mean, definitely towards the end of the game when, you know, it's either after a long run or a long pass or something like that and the crowd's still into it, you're getting up to the line and communication's still a little off.
The Buffalo News is talking about LaShawn McCoy's game. It was on point, according to them. He had that 75-yard touchdown, and I want to know if you guys think if his injuries will affect the rest of the games this season.
I don't think so. I mean, I think he's looked as great as he has all year. You know, I think he's definitely a workhorse. He's definitely a guy that, you know, is committed to, you know, this team and, you know, this city, and he's fighting for everything.
I certainly don't see any lag. I don't see any lag in him. You know, I mean, he comes at it. He comes to play every game, and he gets upfield. If he sees it, and he's got some quick. Do you remember Curtis Brown?
I do.
Downtown Curtis Brown?
Yes, absolutely.
Curtis Brown had those moves where he jumped, like he didn't have the speed McCoy has, but he's shifty. That's why they call him Shady again.
That's why they call him Shady.
That's all the time I have for you guys in the Digital Zone today. Back to you, Dave.
Thanks, Sarah. The Digital Zone is brought to you by DeGrappe Memorial Hospital, where we see people, not just patients. Next, we're going to head out into the audience and hear from Hall of Fame quarterback Jim Kelly. We'll be right back.
Connect with Robert with the Mighty Q questions of the week. Mighty Taco's new quesadilla grill press style burritos are available now at Mighty Taco. Chicken, steak, or just say cheese. The Mighty Q is the perfect way to do the Q.
Welcome back to the Robert Woods Show. Robert's still nursing an injury. He sends his best, and we wish him the best. We need him back on that field. We have Ryan Groy, Bill's center. And also, we want to thank everybody who supported 97 Rock's Operation Rock Out Hunger, and that was for the Food Bank of Western New York. And our very own John DeShulo caught up with my pal Jim Kelly, Bill's Hall of Fame quarterback, the final morning of my food drive.
Hey, Jim, what do you think of your pal Dave?
Unbelievable. Dave, I never heard anybody call him Dave. We know him as DJ.
He's grown up
Sir.
now.
I could call him other things, but no.
Yeah.
His heart is unmatched. Every year he does this, and I just come in there and I look at all the canned goods. I look at everything that they do. The people of Western New York continue to rally, but having him do this each and every year and sleep here, it's amazing.
Dave, how do you feel?
Feel okay. I mean, I'm gonna get home and feel. After I take a shower, I'll probably feel better, but I'll probably sleep for about.
You'd smell a lot better too.
Yeah, just true. Dude, you're not going to stay here another 11 days. You've been here long enough.
Yeah. It was 7 nights, 8 days and 7 nights. But you know what? It's all good. You know, and we know going into it that I'm not going to get my 8 hours sleep or whatever and be all nice, warm, and comfy. But that's just like a small sacrifice you can do for something as successful as this. And that's just a small component of this whole operation. Me staying in that truck, that's probably the easiest part of how all this thing works. I mean, it's a pretty cool story of just, especially 11 years. We got it down pretty good, and the food bank does a pretty good job getting this food in and out.
We have a great staff at the food bank, over 4,000 turkeys, great help from the Western New York community, and your listeners to 97 97 Rock and the other viewers who've jumped in.
What better way to meet the listeners, our customers, than hang out in a truck and try to help people that are a little bit down on their luck. That's just the greatest feeling in the world.
So what are you going to give thanks for this year, Jim?
Well, number one is my health, and number two, without a doubt, is all my family members. Not just my wife, my two daughters, but my 5 brothers and my dad, who's 87 years old, that will not be able to make it up here this year.
He's down in Florida, right?
Yes, he's in Florida. The doctors do not allow him to fly, but I'm just thankful for all the people that prayed for me to get where I'm at. But I'm blessed to have great friends that live right here in Western New York and Buffalo.
What are you going to give thanks for, Dave?
Oh, just my family and my friends, and that's. And I'm going to give thanks to the food bank.
Yeah, well, you did a great job. Congratulations again. We'll see you at the Robert Wood Show.
Absolutely.
And Jim, we got to see you at the Robert Wood Show.
Yeah, when I'm
Why
home.
can't we do a TV show together?
Let's go. Next question.
Oh, Hall of Fame quarterback Jim Kelly. Nice job with that interview, John DeShiello. And I barely remember that. I was so tired. So we're going to head to our audience here for questions. Do you have a question for Bill Center Ryan Groy?
Yes.
What's your name?
I'm Sean. I'm from Troop 440.
Thanks for coming out.
Griggs.
Yeah, thanks for coming out. What's your question?
What's the most difficult part of being a center in the NFL?
Great question.
Definitely the most difficult part would say, the communication. It's not like, it's not like you're going up the line just snapping like we talked about earlier. You're going up, you're making the calls, you're making,
You're reading
you're
that
blocking
defense while you're
assignments, you're
walking
reading the defense, and all the kind of things like that to get everybody on the same page.
Hi, what's your name?
Eric Spire.
Thanks for coming out to the show, Eric. What's your question?
This is for Lou. Since you were Steve Tasker before Steve Tasker, what do you think of all the special teams rule changes over the past few years?
Well, I better not say anything until I talk to Steve, just to make sure we're on the same page. But the special teams, or the kicking game, as it's known as in the locker room, the kicking game is transition. And what they've done is they've identified that, I believe, as a dangerous, very dangerous part of the game, high-speed impact, chasing things down. They took the wedge out. They backed some things up. And so I think the changes are for the better, so there's less concussions, okay? Less high-speed injury type that would take somebody out of the game.
Thanks, Lou. Next, we're going to head out and play the Hot Shot Football Challenge. We're going to see if offensive lineman Ryan Groy can throw a football, and we're going to see if Lou Piccone can still throw a football. We'll be right back.
The Hot Shot Football Challenge is brought to you by Gelber and O'Connell, your car accident and injury law firm. Call 633-5050.
It's time to play the Gelber and O'Connell Hot Shot Football Challenge. It's always fun to watch an offensive lineman either throw a ball or catch a ball. So we have Team Ryan Groy, and your teammate is?
Sam Cook.
Sam, where are you from?
Lackawanna.
All right, good luck. Good luck. You got a good teammate here. And then Team Lou Piccone, who's your partner there?
Aiden.
Aiden, where are you from?
Wales.
All right, Wales, New York. All right, step right up. We're going to let you go first there, Aiden.
Go ahead, Aiden.
Playing for a gift card for the Buffalo, from the Buffalo Roadhouse. Good try. All right, Lou, you used to play quarterback, right? Somewhere? Apparently you didn't play quarterback anytime recently.
Midget league I did.
Yeah, midget league.
I never go out of it.
All right, Sam, part of Team Groy. Look at that, in the hole. And here goes Ryan. Not too shabby. All right, the official score is...
Team Ryan's in the lead right now. We still got a little bit of game left to play, though.
We'll be right back to see how we are going to beat the Raiders. We'll be right back to the Robert Wood Show. Thanks for tuning in so far.
Dave Jixter's wardrobe is provided by My Stylist at Macy's.
Welcome back to the Robert Wood Show. Sarah, who won the Gelber?
Well, unfortunately, Lou, Team Ryan walked away the winner, but both teams are going to be walking away with a prize today.
Yeah,
There
nice,
we go.
Nice job. I know you took that pretty hard, but
I did.
congratulations. Jim, where are you from? What troop?
Troop 440 in Williamsville.
Thank you so much for coming out.
Thanks for having us.
We greatly appreciate it. And speaking of troops, you guys did a wonderful salute to veterans before the game this past Sunday.
Absolutely. It's been great having the salute to service, and before I ran out of the tunnel, they had we all ran out with a veteran, and they were holding the American flag, and that was a special moment.
Go Bills this week. Beat the Raiders. Thanks for watching. Robert Wood's back next week.